Greeting, mortals. I'm Phaneronic, your host. Whether you're a seasoned veteran who has etched your legends into the annals of history, or a newcomer taking those tentative steps into the unknown, this show is crafted for you. We're here to plunge into the very narratives that shape this realm, stories of courage, cunning, and the indomitable bonds forged amidst the very chaos that envelops us. Welcome to Crowns and Conquest. All right, everybody. How are we doing today? All right. So first off, I just want to talk about a little bit of our itinerary here. So first up, we're going to do the Guild Spotlight, and this week's Guild Spotlight is, it was Bad Company, and the name is Bowden is the guild leader. And then we're going to do a little bit of an interview with Avira, another fellow mortal Twitch streamer and leader of the Guild Paladins. And then we'll get over to our territory control update, which is more of like a community ran event where we'll all sit down together and update the territory map and maybe mark any kind of known battles and whatnot together. And then after that, we'll do the giveaway. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and check out the Guild Spotlight. Welcome to Crown and Conquest Guild Spotlight. It's our goal to inform the community of all the kick-ass guilds in Mortal Online, and each week we pick a guild to spotlight. Join me as we spotlight the guild Bad Company. In the words of the leader, Bad Company thrives on an equal membership approach. As they put it, contracts are divided, resources split. Some contribute a lot, some contribute a little, but we help one another progress in the game. With a decentralized structure, Bad Company holds no city as their home. As their leader proudly states, we have a dozen strongholds all over the map. For them, everyone outside their guild is an enemy. Their reputation precedes them. One guild leader revealed, "We are the scary story that some of these guilds tell around campfires at night." With principles of maturity and respect, Bad Company runs a no BS type guild. As the leader puts it, no gamer words, no racism, no hacking, no exploiting. They settle disagreements with dignity. According to their leader, we recruit all comers. As they shared, if they mesh well, they try to learn and play with the group, they'll get promoted to full member. If they don't, they're removed. We asked them to recount a recent skirmish. They provided us a video of them fighting outnumbered. Indeed, they held their ground and had a bloody good fight. The fight is the one currently playing on the screen. And when asked about their ally status, they have no direct allies. However, they state, "We have members with connections to all the large alliances and guilds." Their leaders confirm they're open and willing to mercenary for anybody willing to pay the gold. It appears their mission is clear. Quoting the leader, "We aim to be the largest mercenary force on the map. They'll fight anyone who pays the right price, and we aim to be their last resort." To maintain a fighting edge, they strive for an active community. Their leader emphasizes activity breeds activity. They believe in consistent recruitment, and they shun stagnation. And there you have it, Bad Company, a guild that's carving their own path. Any guild or alliance that would like to be on our next guild spotlight, please reach out to me on Discord. Stay tuned for more insights into the realm's dynamic and territorial struggles. Only on Crowns and Conquest. All right, folks. What'd you think? Let's hear it for Bad Company. Hey, thanks for the follows, guys. Join or die. Yeah, I reached out to a few people. You guys were the first to respond, so I went ahead and did it with you. And I do appreciate that. Just wanted to give you guys a shout out. Thanks for helping me make some content for the show here. All right, and okay, so here in just a moment. Next up, we have an interview with Avira TV, who's a fellow Twitch streamer and guild leader of the Guild Paladins. Welcome, everyone, to Crowns and Conquest. This is going to be our guest interview panel. Today, I have Avira from the Guild Paladins. She's going to do a little interview with us today, and we're going to, spread the word on her and her adventures through Myrland. Hi, Avira. How are we doing today?
Hello.
Earlier in the show, we had a little audio
always.
problems. And
So,
okay, so I'm just gonna fire off some questions at you. So again, we had some recording issues before, so we had to start over again. So I apologize for that. But you said you were with the Guild Paladins, and your name's Avira, and you said that you guys have a little bit of role play and some other things to spice up the guild, but that's not necessarily your main focus.
well, it's actually quite main focus. The idea was to make real paladins, not just a fancy name that people like to use. People like to use many fancy names. It's either something like brutal or something shinier, usually in one or the other way.
Okay, so when
Yeah.
you guys call yourself paladins, you mean you guys act like paladins in the
Yes,
game,
we really act like paladins. We have 7 oaths that bound us, each of a paladin. So yeah,
Okay, so
that's
if you see bad things in game, you try to, act the part of a paladin and try to do the good just deed, correct?
it's more about helping people. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you guys around Fab a few times. So yeah, and you said the guild's paladins, and do you guys have any territorial control aspirations?
Yes, we build a city on this big hill near covered forest with another guild, Northern Bank. Together we build a neutral big settlement that eventually supposed to be as big as possible and should be available for everyone. It's already available, already have priest and bank and shops and basic stuff. But yeah, we still need to build a lot of things and it takes time to form all this prominence. Like gold is not a problem, but prominence, yeah, it takes some time. Especially
Oh
when
yeah,
Kota just vacuum in all the prominence around their place. So yeah, it's a bit of a struggle for now.
right. I imagine that getting all that prominence is a lot of effort when everyone in the world's trying to farm it right now.
Yeah, but we also have plenty of time because we still not have even broker in game. And without brokers, there is no market. And without market, there is no city. Everything's just like a base for now because
Oh yeah, they didn't
yeah.
actually. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, there's no Vidari broker TC object.
Yes. So without it, economic aspect will not work. No one can trade with cities and everything. So for now, it's just well base, and we have time to prepare for the month when broker will be finally added to the game. Also, maybe will be personal shops, taverns, whatever. We'll see.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see where that would make the gameplay a little bit more interesting, having just a goal for the guild as a whole.
Yes, it's not a goal for the guild. It's more like a hobby of part of the guild. But yeah,
Okay.
eventually everyone helps because well, people killing some bandits from time to time, so getting some prominence anyway, and helps.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're all here for. We're here for the excitement of fighting and whatnot over territory, and I mean there's so much to this game. I tell a lot of people like, often that it's more like a hobby than just playing a video game. There's so much involved. Like even right now we're doing a TV show outside of the game, right?
Yeah, I would say is that playing MMORPG, especially sandbox MMORPG, it's like well, lifestyle partly because it takes part of your life almost every day, if not every day. So yeah, it's a big part of overall life experience. A lot of communication with other people in different ways. A lot of emotions from all this.
That's to say it lightly. Emotions definitely run high. Um, do you have any any in-game achievements that are notable, or has Paladin done anything that you'd like to toot your horn about?
Mm, achievements. Depends on what you call an achievement. Like I mostly play it as a solo player and basically paladins are souls, self-sufficient souls. I know, either having tons of money in every city and fully build a stronghold and like partially build a city as an achievement. I don't know. Maybe. I have a perfect reputation. We help many people and continue helping every day. We have a service on official Discord and services with basically free service. We doing very different stuff for free, helping everyone. So it's quite an achievement, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, definitely,
Well, you
having
also can call achievements my deeds in the past when we, I know, saved Myrland, sacrificing many people in Bactia when gods were pleased and God Emperor pronounced it. The gods are pleased. Like, who knows? Also, did those stopped after it, so maybe it helped, maybe not. Maybe it was just coincidence.
you can
Many
definitely
different
consider
things.
that an achievement. I mean, having a people know who you are when you go places, and people know that they
Yeah.
can look for you for help. That's definitely an achievement. Don't undersell that.
Yeah, I almost got this achievement for, well, hunting. Almost the last one.
All
Just
right.
less than 2,000 of creatures left to kill. That's a lot of piggy mutts slain. But yeah, I don't know. Some achievements. Like I just got explored everything, did everything, have all this grandmaster stuff and everything. Just did what I could in the game until I found what I want to really. And I'm doing what I like to do now.
All right. I have another question here for you. What type of strategies do you guys employ? Or when you guys do small scale fighting, are you guys mounted? Are you a foot group? Are you a bunch of mages?
Not just that we should explain some tactics because they help us to escort people's stuff. But in terms of fighting, well, for example, we don't have big numbers because we have really heavy restrictions in Guild. Not everyone can be a paladin. So we usually just fighting with people who harass locals around cities mainly. So we come trying to lure them closer and basically con people from streets and eventually gathering a lot of militia around. Then pushing back and killing everyone. So that's basically how it works. Pretty chaotic. All these militia fights are very chaotic. But militia always win. That's the main thing. You
Right.
can
Yeah, the
fight militia.
militia always wins. Eventually, they come. That they
Yes, we
overrun you.
gather enough
Eventually.
people to vanquish anyone.
Yeah, eventually.
And
So
both in Fabernum and Moki mainly, all the fights going.
right. So as far as do you have any advice for new players who might be coming looking for you, or
Oh
do you
yeah,
guys
I
want to
have many
plug your?
advices. And first and foremost, don't go to graveyard. Never ever. It's useless. It's not profitable, it's dangerous. Griffers will come for you and kill you in many different ways. There is no reason to hunt walkers. Let them be. They just poor souls who walk in graveyards. They just want to rest. Let them be.
I got to give it to you there. That's pretty good advice.
Yeah, that's the main one. The other one, learn the world. And first, try to explore the world. Don't spend eternity in heaven. If it's become boring for you, leave it. Explore the world. You will die, it's fine. Just don't equip anything that you're afraid to lose, really. You can run even naked at the beginning, it's fine. Eventually, you will learn how to get better and better and better equipment, and it will become normal for you. And
Right.
if you
I
explore
wonder.
the world, you understand where to spend time, you understand how to spend time, and how to get money.
Yeah, I've always wondered how many people have never even left Haven. Like they've spent hours and hours and hours there and never left.
Oh, I know and some people who finished 20 levels there. Like I finished 20 level, I don't know when, far away after. So
You know,
I don't know.
I've got so many characters. I'm not even sure I've actually finished level 20 on any of them. I've already rolled them
Yeah.
so many times. I think I'll do that once, you know, subs come out and I'm down to one or two accounts, then I'll actually get to 20 and finish them off.
Yeah, basically it's usually not necessary to finish 20 because all necessary stuff is like 12, maximum 15 levels that you can really benefit from great gifts that you need. Others is just, well, small addition.
Well, if you had to pick just like your most memorable moment as a player in your history on Mortal, what would it be?
Oh, damn. That's a tricky one. Ah. Maybe because this sacrifices probably was one of the most like we make a cult from nothing through a few hours and sacrifice dozens of people
Making a
who
cult?
willingly enter. Yes, it
Oh,
was
okay.
started like a joke almost, but eventually we start thinking. Like some people invite me to the cult, they didn't have any idea outside of the equipment, and we start thinking, and in process we come to the idea of saving the world because the world suffered because it was DDoS times. So constant struggle to survive. And well, we made a cult of Chickaboom and start burning people alive, and they willingly entered the fire of Bhakti. The whole
Yeah.
idea was to willingly lure them into fire. They
Chicka
willingly burn
boom.
themselves. Yes, we all chant Chickaboom and other stuff. I chanted for like 4 or 5 hours in a row, nonstop, and each of them who died in the fire, he become reborn, get new equipment and torch, and become part of the code. And we joined like whole pact in this code, burned one by one.
I wonder if Henrik, when he was saying chicka boom, if he had any inkling of how far that would go and if he would hear it
Yeah,
every.
but it was hilarious that at some point he wasn't the stream
Yeah, I mean, at some point
and
he's
said the gods pleased. When
yeah.
eventually it's all finished, it was huge explosion, and everyone died, and it was all in flames. And we, well,
So I want to make sure I got this story
finished it.
straight. You guys got together, you made a cult, and you were sacrificing people to the chicka boom.
Yes, to make the fire gods pleased, to make fire stronger because it's too weak, so it cannot keep the world alive. A new era of Chickaboom is coming. It was right before Limites, basically. We knew that Chickaboom's coming because the God Emperor foretold this.
I mean, I've seen a few people do the religious thing. I don't know if you remember Zeal. I don't know if they're even still around, but they were in MO1, and it was a long running thing where if you were in the jungle, they would, you know, yell at you to repent, and you weren't allowed to be in the jungle without repenting. So it's not the first I've heard of something like that.
Well, yeah, there definitely were some counts. And, well, everyone know mana and the, well, reptile things, the hissing people.
All right,
So,
so I got a
yeah.
couple more questions for you here. So if you had to pick one aspect of the game that was like your favorite thing about it, what would that be?
Mm, damn. I would say that the whole core mechanics, the whole bunch of core mechanics are really good. That's what makes this game good and unique. That makes it. But well,
So
one
as like the
aspect, immersion, I guess, a combination of first person, all these animations, ability to see your body, how everything, you can feel every strike, you can feel the dangers properly, especially when they dark. Like I don't know, everything feels way better, more personal than in majority of other games.
I think I can agree with you there. That's something that this game does, and that's probably why most of us even play. Is you get your heart pumping for sure. If when you get jumped or if you're running something expensive, there's always some sort of real feeling of possible loss involved in it.
Yeah, you also don't control the situation because you're in first person, you're mortal, you're not that fast, and you constantly look around, you don't know what's going on, you can see the magical GPS map or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
head
many
on a
aspects.
swivel, constantly looking over your shoulder, double
Yeah.
checking your back. Yeah.
And even exploration, like there are no fields filled with mobs that just stand mindlessly there, like in most of the other MMORPGs, waiting to be killed by players. There is no map and markers that will show you the way. You need to learn landmarks. You need to learn the world. You need to find the things, creatures in their natural state in forests or dungeons, whatever, like bandits and camps, etc. Everything quite logical in comparison with other RPGs.
Yeah, there's certainly no like stand in a field and kill rabbits over and over until you level up. That's definitely not a thing. But
Yes.
I guess there is still the bit of repetitive do this over and over till you level up, but at least it makes you use your brain a little.
You can absolutely ignore this and don't grind it. It eventually will come. Like I didn't rise 20 level before I started, grinding a bit for elementism, this plexiglass and stuff. Previously, like I spent more than 1 year of active play without reaching even 15 level. It's
All
just
right.
slowly comes, and I killed so many things in PvE,
Yeah,
but
so I guess
just natively.
the takeaway there is just it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. There's no end to
Yeah,
get to. So there's so much you're never gonna do all of it, right? And if
yeah.
you do, you probably won't be happy at the end. So
Well, some people play for pure competition, so they need to get their meta character as fast as possible, be strong as possible, and so on. It's understandable, it's just different playstyle. But I am value MRPGs for the world, for things that come in here, and like you're spending a lot of time here through years. I know that I will play this for years, so I don't need to hurry.
right, yep. A lot of us are marathoners. We've been playing for Mortal One for 10 years now, and it's cool to see all the new people. The pop may be at a certain range right now, but it's always new faces. Just constantly seeing new faces. It's
Yes,
really
a
cool.
lot of them. Yes, even we didn't have really some mega comebacks that maybe some people expected, and especially Henrik from TC update. But we still have a lot of new people, especially now when guilds are spread out and have their own bases and don't spend so much time in cities. In cities, you can actually see many new people without any guilds. There are so many of them. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty cool to see it like that. I remember the quiet days of beta with 10 people in a town at a time, and it's really grown since then. And I look forward to seeing the UE5 release.
Yeah, UFI release, I doubt that will bring much interest in anything. I mean, UFI itself, but yeah, overall, all the things that planned for Epic Res, they can really rise
Yeah,
population a
I
lot.
don't expect like a giant population jump from just the UE5 release, but it'll be nice for us
Yeah,
as players. All the quality of life that's going to come with it.
and that of
The
really
biggest thing
needed
is
things.
the level streaming. That technology, once they utilize that, the whole
Is it the
this
biggest thing? I
yeah,
mean,
to me it is anyways. The skipping every so often everything stops for a second. That's so killer in a fight.
I usually don't have them. I have a lot of these problems in the past. Maybe, yeah. In
Yeah,
the
yeah.
past, I suffered a lot until they basically fixed it in general. Then, yeah, mounted archer was a pain. In the past, you just getting like 50 starters during each fight. It's just was unplayable.
Oh,
It
do you
basically was
remember?
like it was in PTR.
Were you around for beta with the double horse armors?
I started playing from the last days of Alpha in Mortal
Oh
2,
yeah, so you
and I
definitely
played
saw that
from
crazy.
beta of first Mortal as well.
Right, yeah, you definitely saw that craziness. Then the double horse armors, arrows basically couldn't kill a horse. Ooh, good times.
Yeah. I also remember that it was possible to carry everything and shoot with longbows from horses and everything, and horses couldn't run through this damn knot lines.
No man, longbows on horseback. Wow, what a time.
Yeah, you can just loot 5 tons in your pockets because you're on the horse anyway and shoot with
Right.
longbow. That
Okay,
was weird.
so we're running out of time here, so I got just one more question for you, and it's: do you have any message or any kind of statement for the community in a whole, or is there any, anything you got going on you'd like to let the community know about?
Mm, Please remember that even Henrik himself changed perspective of the world, and he want to make the whole living world with many mechanics for everyone. Some people compete with each other and fight with each other, and it's absolutely normal and cool. And everyone, even who not involved in this, like to see all this action, drama, video from sieges and everything. Some people gladly participate as mercenaries, etc. But also don't forget that we like this game. We want it to grow. Don't cut the population of new players. Stuff Griffin Den graveyards, never kill each
Let them
other.
grow, right? Let them
Yeah,
grow
do
so you
our
can chop them down.
decks. Yeah, show us real PvP. We finally have at least a bit of the Z and show us what you can do with all these numbers, with all your power. Fight with each other, show us through sieges and everything.
All right, folks, you heard it here. Let the noobs grow so you can chop them down, right?
Well, yeah, when we'll be ready, they will join the guilds and we'll fight with you or versus you. Who knows?
All right, and I'd just like to thank you one more time for coming in and stopping and giving me my first interview here on the show. It was a little difficult for me to find anyone. I know I have to prove myself to this community, so I really do appreciate you giving me a shot and let me interview you.
I'm happy to be interviewed. Why not? More people here sometime, I guess.
Excellent, excellent. All right, and that's going to be it for our interview segment. We'll see you guys next on the territory control. We're going to sit together as a group and go over the territory and maybe be able to update our map as a community. All right, thanks, guys. All right, let's give a welcome and thanks to Avira. I'll have her Twitch on the credits of the stream. And so next up, we're going to do a little bit of territory analysis. This is going to be more of a involved with the chat part of the show. So I've made a digital map that we can use to upkeep once a week. And currently it's last week's. And then there was some news from the last couple nights. Some keeps have actually changed hands. So we're going to update the map live so I can show you guys how the process works. All right, give me just a moment here. Question real quick before we go on. Are those Twitch TV, or is that like a better Twitch TV emotes? I might need to see if I need to enable those for the next go around. Anyway, I'll put a note here and we'll put a pin in that and get back to it. So let me get the territory stuff pulled up. All right, so here we go. So I've made a nice little layout here, and we're gonna go through all of the known alliances to me, as far as I know of, that are keep holding. I did my best to reach out to all of my contacts, everyone I could find in the community, and ask them about their, what their current status is and who they're grouped with and what keep owns, is owned by who, so that way I can A, make the original map here, and then B, we can update this as a community every Monday. We can come through and discuss it, because there's not any possible way I can know about everything, right? So as a group, we can update it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go to let's start on the list here. Okay, so first here, it looks like we've got the Rat Alliance. That's going to be the Carnimata group and friends. I don't have exact lists for these alliances because, obviously that's going to be a security ops thing, right? Not every guild's going to give me a list of their entire alliance. I could understand why they wouldn't want to. So for now, we're going to call this group the Rat Alliance. All right, and here, this is the Rat Alliance keep. I believe this is the one they everyone calls Cran Keep, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I need to get a name of all the keeps because the keeps kind of change, right? You know, like you can name them yourself, and through history they've had, you know, historical names. But so this one we're just gonna, you know, this is the Rat Alliance keep basically. All right, and then so I don't have any news for them. I believe they still own that keep as of today. I don't think they. Has anyone heard of any, you know, skirmishes or anything with this alliance? Are they currently trying to take anything? So they're trying to take the North Order keep, or is that the name of this keep? Dead Alliance, huh, Vicnus? Uh, so you think they're eyeing up GK keep? I mean, yeah, I mean that's a safe bet, right? With the Levia Nightmare or Levy Mare Alliance. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on. You know, I don't expect the first couple episodes are going to be people in here with all the info, right? But I suppose this will pick up a little better. Yeah, this is actually I just ran out of colors at the time and forgot to make another one. The other ones are actually like that. I do appreciate that that suggestion. Did the No, I don't believe they've allied. That might just be in the rumor mill, but you know, if Kuthar is here, he could speak up. All right, so we don't have anybody here to speak up for that alliance, so we'll just assume that then we'll just assume they're holding over, you know, holding on to that keep for now, and they have their eye on the Levy Mare keep in the north. I imagine that's, you know, that's a reasonable assumption if they're a GK guild. All right, so let's see what the next group in the alliance list is. All right, so we've got Enclave. These guys, I couldn't find anybody but one or two people to tell me who they were, but I could not find anything more than their territory markers basically, and that's open and available on the map. So if anybody is from Enclave, is there anyone here from Enclave? You have to go to the pig pens and wake them up. So does anybody know what guilds are in that group, Enclave? I was just told it was Enclave, and that's who owns the. So I'm not really sure. Tell them Moki is under attack, so they defend Moki on a day-to-day basis. Well, if anybody knows any guilds that, if you know, are in contact with any guilds there, tell them I'd like to talk to them. Enclave, yeah. They don't have to. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to confirm my information, right? So I don't want to speak ill or just talk out of my ass all day, right, Sloppy? So if there is someone here who would like to confirm, then that would be great. If not, then we can move on. But that's what I have on that group. They're controlling that region down there, and I did notice that there's a lot of groups in the jungle, so keep an eye out for those groups and maybe making a move towards those keeps. You think the jungle nerds should all just ally? The jungle nerds, huh? Okay, so that's all we got on Enclave for this week. I don't have a lot of information, so if I can find somebody from that group, I'll try and get more for next week. All right, and it looks like our next group is going to be Black Lotus. They hold 3 keeps, or did. You know, there's an asterisk there because they but before I made this, you know, when I made this map, they've since the Integrity Keep, I believe, was since purchased through, I guess we'll call it threat purchase. They threatened to tear it down or purchase. That's what the word on the street is. So that keep's actually going to be owned by the coalition. So I'll need to change that one over there on the far left. Vicness, I think low is with Black Lotus, actually. Unless they've since changed, I believe they are with Black Lotus. And if there's somebody from low here, feel free to tell me I'm talking out of my ass, and I'll update the map. All right. So I mean, is there any competition, or do they have the Moki keep pretty well locked down over there? As far as I can tell, Black Lotus is Companions, MKRG, and Low, and I'm sure there's a few more guilds. That means I also need to update their count. Well, let's get that updated to 2, since they've recently lost one to the coalition. Right now, it's more like a messy notebook, Wolf. But yeah, I'm keeping a log of alliances as I understand them. This is going to be kind of a growing chronicle, right? So each week we're going to do it. I'll put out everything I know, and then, you know, collaborate with the chat and try and get the most updated alliance map. All right, so next on the list, Black Lotus. That's really all I know. Is it's those groups that I mentioned, and they recently lost one to the coalition, which it was you know, they sieged the keep until the point where they felt they might lose it, and the coalition ended up offering to buy it. It was bought by ES, and I believe it remains in ES's hands. All right, next up here we've got the coalition. Now, these guys have surprised me. They have managed to hold on to this side of the map virtually the entirety of the life of MO2. Now, you could say what you want about Cathara, but that's pretty impressive. You know, they've they've managed to hold on to it. You know, I can't even say, you know, like since Alpha, I believe they've been here. And do they even have like a real threat right now? Yeah, so the little dancing guy there is just representative of a keep that's either being sieged or has recently changed hands. So if you know of a keep that's currently under siege, let me know and I can mark it. No one goes to the desert to conquer. ACT in the past have, but as far as I know, they're not ACT anymore. ACT is hiding in the shadows, waiting to pounce. I mean, that would be an impressive feat, showing up and taking down one of those. Yeah, as far as I remember, ES has got quite a bit of numbers. How are they feeling these days? Are they still zerging around? Waiting for the new loot timers, right? Yeah, so that's another thing. I might as well go ahead and bring that up now. I did see the post. They're updating the loot timers. Let's hope they update the health too. Henrik's here. He might be able to speak on it. Are the HP values getting any adjustment? Because currently, even if you do manage to take down supply towers, it's still considerable amount of effort to get to a keep. Henrik was in here earlier. He might be able to speak on that. And these keeps, is there anybody here who's been sieging? Like, how fast are you guys burning through your prominent? Are you guys having to farm daily for prominence? The supply towers are rough, keeping supply towers up. Is it people tearing them down constantly? The defense ratings are high and too easy to maintain. So the prom is the easy part. The hard part is the spending the prom? Question mark? All right, so that's it for the coalition. They've basically have the western side of the map on lock, and they sieged a keep this week and have taken control of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and update that to 4 keeps on that side. Supply towers are just so easy to take. Okay, so Henrik did speak here. Okay, people are just learning about how to successfully siege, as the defense system needs to be understood, and it takes a lot of time. So it doesn't require that long time on keep rubble, as it's large groups, and the siege will be very long. Okay. Okay, so right now no changes. You're going to see how it plays out on the HP. Okay, well you heard it from the man himself. All right, so we're going to move on to the next group here. All right, now we're going to talk about the Northmen. That's the Odin Seed Alliance. We have quite a few people. That's Odin Seed content. Can't think of the other names right now, but they have a pretty sizable alliance, and they have been popping off with the sieges and the TC. I would say they're probably one of the most heavily active groups, as far as I can tell, for TC mechanics. Would you guys agree or disagree there? All right, let me get their keeps on the screen. The Mang Bros, Artisans, Content, OS. So the design is intentional. You want the keeps to be extremely hard to take down. I mean, it's not a bad design. It's just I definitely think the HP might need a little tweak, Or maybe at the minimum, the supply towers, once they go down, there should be some sort of timeout on rebuilding them. Even if it's just a day, leave the rubble on fire so they can't rebuild them. Because I've heard that by the time you take them down and you move back to the keep, they're already rebuilt and the keep's back at full defense. Okay, so to the Northmen, before I get distracted here, I was reading chat like I'm not the one hosting the show. Okay, so we got the Black Lotus, Coalition, Northmen. So Northmen is the Odin Seed Content Alliance. Let's go ahead and turn their keeps on. Now, they've recently taken the keep over here, where the other little dancing guy is, from the next and final alliance we're going to talk about. That's the Levia Nightmare Alliance. And I believe that one was the Cave Camp Keep. And that was another, they threatened to tear down unless they were able to purchase it. So they made the smart decision, I guess, the smart decision. You know, you wouldn't sell it if it wasn't the smart move, right? So they sold the keep, and it's now with the Northmen, and I believe Odin Seed owns it. I believe Pox is here. Northmen. Northmen controlling the server, huh? I don't know if you guys are there quite yet. I mean, these dots are showing other colors involved. When we see light blue across the map, we'll agree with you. All right. Okay. So we've got the last and final group here. I'm going to need to update the Northmen because they now have 4 keeps, which will drop Levymare down. I'll have to reorganize the leaderboards here. Just hang tight with me. I'm updating it. All right, and just underneath the dancing guy here, I'll move him over a little bit so you guys can see. That's the dancing siege guy. That's just a marker to indicate a siege was taking place. That's the keep there is the one that the Northmen took, so I need to update that marker. So X expectation. Imagine a world where these territory markers were actually hard earned through wars, battles, and sieges, but really all these are from early bird privileges or boring trades. They don't represent real power. I think that's going to change, man. I think it's going to have to settle down. People are going to sell some things here and there, but it's coming to a head where there are going to be some guilds who are capable of sieging keeps down, and I don't put it past them that they're going to try. So I mean, that may be the situation early on, you know, but I think that's going to change. I don't know much about Rat Alliance. I know it's Carney Mata and friends. In my defense, I haven't been up there to see, and you know, I'm sure if I went up there to try to talk to people, I would just be killed on sight. So, what color is the Bhakti color? What color is the Bhakti keep? Are they not Black Lotus anymore? All right, folks. So there you have it. That's what I've got so far. I've spent hours reaching out to people, and this is what I was able to compile based on everything I've seen in the Discord and anyone who did respond to me. I understood, some people might be weird wanting to talk to me about it. I get that. So early on, it's probably going to be hard pressed for me trying to get news. I know I had to prove myself to the community here, and I hope I can do that with this first episode, and I hope this was useful. Now, I have one more thing that I'm going to put on this map. And we all know that it fluctuates. The more the server wars happen and stuff, the price of steel wildly fluctuates, right? So I wanted to poll the community at the end of every show and get what the current cost for steel is, right? So as of now, what do you guys say a stack of steel is going for? My guess is 310 G's. So if you guys know, a better price than that or a more reasonable price, let me know and I'll update that number. But I figure on a territory control map, it's important to record the fluctuation on the price of steel. Pox wants to say, by the way, we have 2 castles up north. Okay, I'll get with you and we'll get a more precise, after this, I'll get a more precise locations on the keeps. Henrik says, interesting, the 2 main alliances became 6. Yeah, I mean, it happened pretty quickly too. This all unfolded in weeks. Okay, so most people are paying 300, so the 310 mark's pretty solid then, depending on around where you're at. Yeah, and that's Henrik, exactly. That's why I'm doing this show. I want to help the community that may not be completely involved in all this, at least have an idea of what's going on around them, and it increase some engagement. I think I might be missing a keep off of here somewhere, or one might be unclaimed. If so, if you guys could tell me what it is, I can update the map. So on broker, it's 350 to 400. Thanks, Epsilon. I'm glad to have you here, man. Yeah, small gray one. Okay. Yeah, that's probably the cave camp keep that was just taken with the little dancing guy next to it. Yeah, Hendrik, is it 16 keeps? You have to know everything about your game at all times. Failure to recollect is that's a pad limit. So right now, guys, we only have 5 people that have entered into the giveaway. So I wanted to take this moment to remind y'all it's hashtag MO2 to enter into the giveaway. Cave Camp Keep was purchased. Yeah, I mentioned that. Cave Camp, it was There's a little you know, what was the word I used? Implied hostility purchase. So I'm gonna buy this from you, or I'm gonna tear it down. One of the two things is gonna happen. Well, Desmoon, if make sure you hashtag MO2. Yeah, I decided I would purchase a copy of the game out of my pocket, just to prove that I was serious about doing this. So at the end of the show, we're gonna give it away. And now just what's the? So I'm not gonna be able to give it to you in a key because you can't get keys, right? So I can't get a key without going to G2A, and I'm not doing that to Henrik, right? So I just bought a copy of the game, and I'll have to send it to you directly on Steam. But yeah, there you have it, folks. We've got Levimere at 3, Northman at 4, Coalition at 4, Black Lotus at 2, Enclave at 2, and Rat Alliance at 1. Hey, Sloppiest Joe, gifting a sub to Untwisted. Thanks, man. It is September, so if you're gonna sub, it's a great time to do it. And I do want to thank you guys. I actually just broke my peak viewers ever with this show. Aside from one fluke where I was rated by 400 people, that's different. This is just genuine coming from the community here. 66 viewers. It means a lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to make it as high production and production value as I could in an enjoyable event. Yeah, I think exactly that, Henrik. I think after they see that I put the effort in and I try to make the show fun. Now, Vicness and friends at Bad Company, when I showed y'all's guild highlight, there was only 15 people in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and show that again for you guys. Now that there's 62 people watching now versus the 15 earlier. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show the guild spotlight one more time. So just give me a moment to spool that up. If you were to bet on any group, which group would you say is the most successful in 6 months and why? Oof. Well, I mean, if we're talking seniority here, guys, I mean, the coalition's been around since Combat Alpha, and they've been sitting on those keeps basically since the beginning. So you never know. I mean, I'm hopeful that Northmen give them a run for their money, just from hell. I hope that we just see siege after siege after siege and just crumbling rubble, because that's what we're all here for, right? We're here to see it. It's like watching a car wreck, man. Watching a hockey match for the fights. Please melee before any votes. Melee hates melee for some reason. Okay. Which keep is the best, guys? So yeah, has anybody got information on that? What do you guys think is the best keep to own? Yeah, I mean, I've been in and out too. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and all right, so now this brings us to the giveaway. Let's see here. We've been live for an hour and a half, so I started the pre-roll roughly half hour, so we've been almost an hour on the show now. So this is your last chance. Go ahead and hashtag MO2 if you guys want in on the giveaway. I've seen a whole bunch of other people join in, so I don't think that 5 people 5 people is actually accurate there. It might be case sensitive, actually. I never thought about that. Do hashtag MO2 in all caps just to be sure, guys. It does notify you. Oh wait, I hope it didn't put me in there. It does notify you though, if you've been added to the drawing. Let me see if I can get this counter to update. Maybe I just need to refresh the page. Yeah, I mean, it says all caps, right? Yeah, MO2 all caps. Hashtag MO2. I wonder if maybe the drawing, it ended early. Let me check the time on it real quick, guys, because 5 entries. There's way more of you guys typing it than 5, so I want to make sure this is fair. One sec. I'll just push the end time out to, I don't know, 1900. Okay, so I just pushed the time out now, so it should definitely... Maybe I have to do that. Okay, try it out. There it goes. It's counting you guys now. So, hashtag MO2, all caps. Give everybody some time to get in. Okay. Yep. Oop, there it goes. It's on the screen now. So 22 so far and counting. We'll wait for the chat to stop moving for a second and we'll go with it then. All right, that counter looked like it stopped to you guys. I think we're all set to pull. All right, good luck everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and do the draw and entry. The bot supposedly, it's the first time I've used this one, so supposedly this bot's gonna ask you to claim. So if you won, it'll message you and tell you to type claimed into the chat, exclamation point claim. But you'll know because it'll whisper you and tell you that you won. All right, so it looks like we still got a couple more rolling in here, so I'll give it a few minutes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and lock it. Because it looks like a bunch of people who weren't following up until this very moment are following just for the... I'm gonna go ahead and lock it. All right, so officially the entry's closed to new giveaways. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. Oh, Avira. Avira is the winner. Avira, if you wanted to claim it, or if you wanted to, that's kind of awkward being on the show, yeah. So Avira, you won. If you want to, you could pay it forward, and I can do another draw. Okay, thought so. I thought you would agree. All right, so Saber Renee. Saber Renee, you've won. You got to type exclamation point claim in the chat. Avira, you should go and gamble tonight if you do. Okay, so she's claimed it. Okay, she's here. And that'll be it for the giveaway, guys. I wanted to go ahead and take a moment and thank everyone, you know, all of you guys for coming to check it out. Joe for the sub. If you've been watching on the show, it'll come up and it'll say, co-starring, also starring. I wanted to make sure you guys understood that this is a community event. So that's why those pop up and say that, also starring and co-starring, because in the end, you guys are helping me make this. It's a collaborative effort. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anybody got anything else before I go? Any suggestions? Anything you guys might like to see on the next show? Maybe changes I should make? So Saber, if you would, if I hope you're already part of the Mortal Discord, but if you're not, could you go ahead and join it? And my Mortal the name on the Mortal Discord is the same, so just tag me on there, and then I'll go ahead and get a copy of this. Updating on drama conflicts. Well, yeah. So I mean, the first update was, we'll pop it back over to the map. So the first update, I mean, this is the drama here, right? So the two dancing guys there, those. I wish I could do live action news, but I mean, this game doesn't do well for that. You can ask forgiven, right? Like, I can't imagine how many times that poor guy has been killed just trying to get pictures. So much time wasted, so much effort. All right. Yeah, I can do that, Devar. That's exactly what the goal is here. And again, everybody, thanks for coming. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't find somebody from the community to raid. Dude, I would love that. I would love to get some of the major guilds in here and chat in a roundtable format. But, like I said, I got to prove myself, so I figured I'd do. Oh, we've got a new person to win it. I mean, that's good. It's always good for a new person to get a copy of the game. Hendrik, if you got a link to the Discord, you could drop it in the chat. I don't think you'll get muted. Matter of fact, let me get it. I'll get it. There you go. Go ahead and find me on there. Let me see who is streaming Mortal. All right, folks. Who do you guys think I should raid here? Breaking Skulls already has 114 viewers, so let's go check out somebody new. Or with less viewers. No thanks on Crank. That guy's a little too much for me. I want y'all to know the missus just messaged me and said, "Don't forget the giveaway. Looking out for me." Okay, Jace. He said Jace. Just Jace. Okay. Yep, we can raid him. See you next time on Crowns and Conquest.